Hey, Jonathan here from NorfolkFXTrade.com, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about that breakout and what is a valid breakout and how you can look to trade them. So by the end of this video you're going to have a much better understanding of what the breakout should entail and how you can look to trade them. So as I said in the intro of this video today, we're going to be talking about what is a valid breakout and how you can look to trade them. Now the reason I'm doing this video today is because it's going to help you to understand in a future video which is all about the false breakout for a strategy. So what we're looking for is a valid breakout. Now there's typical ways that you can look for a breakout. There's what I call the one candle breakout test. And then we can look for a breakout swing retest. Now, hopefully you've already been through the video on how to determine a trend with supply and demand. If you haven't, I will leave a link above now so you can watch that video after this video. What we want to look at first though is to understand what is the breakout. So if we have the market making a previous high, we need to see that structural point in the market first. This is where we've seen sellers come into the market. So when we see the market come back into this point again, we may well see sellers come back in. Now this is what the retail traders have been taught. This is a double top pattern, and more to come on how these patterns really are traded in another video. So make sure you keep tuned for that video. Now, when we come to this area, this is the point where we're looking for the market either to break through or to reverse back down. But how do you know when it's a valid breakout, and when do you know when to take a trade? This is how we're now going to look at this so you can understand with your supply and demand approach. The key thing here is to understand the candlesticks. If you struggle with the candlesticks, then leave a comment below and let me know, and we'll look at doing a future video to help you understand those candles. But when we have our area where the market has come up and it's bounced off, very often what we will see is a small pullback, and then you'll see that break to the upside. Now hopefully you're following along with my other videos and you already know and understand that that creates an area of demand right here. Now the opposite would be true for an area of supply. I will do an example in a moment for that, as I have been asked in previous videos to show more examples with supply. So this is what I call the valid breakout. This is a swing breakout. This is valid breakout to the upside in this occasion. So how do we look to trade these? You wait for the market now to come back as a swing pullback. We're not looking to trade it at this breakout point. Why? Because we are a supply and demand trader, not a support and resistance trader. This is where a support and resistance trader will be looking for a retest, and that is not the best place for you to trade. We want to see the market continue down into the area of demand to then look for our trade. This is the higher probability entry and the better higher risk to reward. So how do we know this is a valid breakout? Because we will see a valid move higher with this swing. Now you can also use a Fibonacci on a pullback here, but this will look like this on candlesticks. The market may well push up into that first test. Then you'll see the reaction away. This is showing you that the market has been rejected. So we've seen sellers come into the market at this first test. It's our first test in the market. Then when the market comes back up, now this is obviously using the candlesticks, you want to see a solid breakout candle. No small wicks to the upside. You want to see that solid candle breaking that previous high, showing you the momentum of the breakout. It's important that we see that momentum, And then for the swing pullback, you want to see the continuation higher, then the candles to pull back to retest where. Hopefully you've been following along. Where do we want to see the candles come back? Do we want to see the candles come back, retest here for buy? Now hopefully you've said no. Perhaps leave me a comment below and tell me if you said to buy there. If not, where would we be buying? Hopefully you got this right. This is our area of demand. This is the zone we want to buy on this swing pullback. So we're looking for the market to continue back through the breakout candle point and to come into this area right here and then see the momentum move back out. That is what we call the breakout swing pullback entry. Remember, we're looking for the break of that first test with a solid candlestick breaking out, a swing pullback into that area of demand. This here would be our higher low. This is our high low in the market, and this would be our higher high right here. And this will then become our new higher low once the market removes these previous highs. Now that all comes into understanding how to determine a trend with supply and demand. If you haven't seen that video, then I do suggest going and watching that video because it will help you to understand the simple strategy of using supply and demand zones to identify the trend. So that is the basis on a swing pullback. Now we're going to go through on the next area is to understand a valid breakout with a single candlestick breakout retest. Then I'm going to do this for an area of supply this time. Then once we've gone through that, we will wrap this video up and go through exactly how it's going to help you to understand a valid breakout. So that is exactly how you can look to use a swing breakout. You now know exactly what a valid breakout looks like with the one candlestick breaking out. Then we're looking for that swing pullback, but to where? Not the previous high, swing high. In this area, it was a demand zone. We're looking for a trade. Remember, we are not support and resistance traders. We are supply and demand. Now, the next one we're going to look at now is a single candlestick breakout retest to show you it's a valid breakout. We have our level. And what you're looking for this time, we're going to do an area of supply this time so you can see this on a supply zone. We have the market dropping down. We come into our area of structure. This could be an area of previous support, an area of demand, anything like that. We're looking for a previous swing high. So you would have seen the market perhaps do this, coming off this swing point. We're looking for that valid breakout. Now, we may not get it on a single nice bearish candle breakout we went through in that previous example. What we can sometimes see is a reaction off this area. The next candle, and hopefully if you've gone through my previous videos, you will know that this is what I call that drop-based drop. The next candle drops through, and this is now that valid breakout. It's not valid now until you have that swing pullback I went through in the previous one. I know I said it's a valid breakout with a candle, but it's obviously not validated until you get that pullback. But if this candle's broken this previous low and closed the low of this bullish candle, this creates our area of supply we can trade from. And this is now what we call that breakout one candle test. And here we can now see a candle opening up, dropping to downside. But this is one push up first into this area of supply and then drops off. So it opens here, we push up into the supply zone, drop out. This is now a valid retest. So this is a valid breakout retest, and this will be your entry off this supply after this valid candle is broken out, removed that low, created the supply. We've now created the area to sell from using this technique. Now all of this is going to make sense if you've been through the video on the fresh and tested areas of supply and demand, because then you'll understand that this is now a tested area of supply on this occasion. And this is how you can use everything you're learning on the channel together. I really do hope you are taking everything in, because this is something that is going to change the way you trade. So you've now understand the single candlestick breakout test, and we've gone through that swing retest. Now I'm just warming you up for future videos all about the use of candles, and we're going to come to eventually what I call my false breakout strategy entry with the use of supply and demand. So if you have enjoyed today's video and this content so far, give me that thumbs up, because then it's going to show me that you're enjoying the content at the moment. I then know to produce the same type of content to help you to learn within my channel, and then we're going to go forward from there to teach more concepts with using candlesticks. Anything else that you wish you would like to learn, perhaps leave a comment below, let me know for a future video. So if you are now still watching this video, then I thank you for watching up to this point. And if you, I think it's up here, it's going to pop up the next video for you to go through. Watch that video next. It's going to help you to continue to learn all about supply and demand and all the crucial information you need to know to bring everything together.